Sounds like somebody just.
Oh, Jared's going to give me for that one.
Oh, yeah, I was
Man, yeah, parts bouncing on that last one.
Matter of fact, he's down there working on it right now. So.
busy. Parts flying everywhere.
Well, welcome to another Wednesday night with West Coast Pullers Live. Tonight we got on Brian Massetti with MLM Motorsports and John Spielman with Spielman Tractors. We're on here tonight to talk a little bit about the upcoming pools for West Coast with MLM having Stockton and Willits coming up here shortly, and then also too we'll talk a little bit about Valley Children's Pool, which is coming up the day after Willits on the 24th of June. We were going to try to get Eric on, but couldn't get him on tonight, and talk about some upcoming events that are going up in northern United States that
Yes,
Jason talked with some pullers.
Yep.
So
Guess
Brian, talk to us a little bit about Stockton.
Well,
And
thanks for having us on. So we've got the Stockton Ag Fest this Saturday, the 17th in Stockton at the fairgrounds. Of course, Ag Fest has been going on all week. The pool starts at 7 p.m. Scales will be open from 1 to 4. We've got all the classes listed on our website that we'll be running. We have all the mod tractors, super farms, hot farms, pro modifieds, all of our diesel pickups, stock and street pickups. It'll be a good show. We got both sleds coming. Last I heard, we've got the Valley sled coming. Hopefully that is there. The Powells, Keith and Everett, started on the track today, I believe. I know John's got some equipment lined up coming in. So it'll be a great track with Keith on it. So
Dang, I'm gonna miss it, man. I'm sorry.
we're gonna miss you.
I know. I got a niece graduating, so I gotta be there.
There's a lot of that going on this time of year.
Especially with Powell's building the track, because they build a really good track there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's starting 3 days early on it, so
Yeah.
it'll be good.
That's
Those guys, they don't even have their pickups aren't together yet, but
no.
they're out there spending this week getting it ready for us. So that's shows the dedication they have to this event and the sport.
Right.
Chris, how many times you been a bridesmaid there?
Well, like 3 times. Yeah, 3 times I was a bridesmaid there. Yeah.
Brian, how long has Stockton Pool been going on? I know this is the first year you have it, but it's been going on for quite a few years, hasn't it?
Probably 6 or 7, I would guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Now this year, so it's Ag Fest has been going on maybe 10 or 12 years.
Yeah.
The racetrack at the fairgrounds was under contract with the racetrack promoter on an annual contract up until this year. What I understand now that it's contracted for each date. So now Ag Fest, actually, this is Ag Fest putting this event on, so they'll get all the proceeds from it. So I'm working directly with the Ag Fest folks, not with the racetrack promoter.
Right.
Yeah. And a little history on that is it used to be a San Joaquin County Fair for numerous years, many years. And then when they started losing money and everything else, they started shutting it down. And they were actually going to cancel the fair and no longer have a fair there in Stockton for San Joaquin County. And then a bunch of farmers and everything got together and says, we can't do that to the kids with the FFA projects and 4-H projects. So that's when they started up Ag Fest. And it's basically
the fair actually did run out of money. The fair closed down and shut down. And Ag Fest is totally separate.
Yeah.
And it started just like you said, as a livestock auction for those kids that had all these animals. And then they've kind of grown it into its own event. And they have food trucks. Of course, the livestock auction going on Saturday. One year they had some carnival rides. I don't know if they are this year. They had a concert a couple nights ago. So it's a pretty neat little event. Good for the community too and the kids.
Yeah.
It's definitely grown itself back up.
Yes, I know Jason's daughter shows and sells a pig, right?
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah,
Titsworth.
Titsworth. Ashley's got a pig there this weekend, and
Yeah.
he's selling on Saturday.
Yeah. So that's one thing they did that Josh Hyatt, who I'm working with, did ask that for the competitors that are there Saturday, they don't want a lot of vehicles running during the afternoon just because of the auction and it's hard to hear. We don't want to make it any harder on old Jim Mulrooney than we have to. So he'd like for us to, not run them, and we'll talk to people that day too. But I told him once they're on the other side of the grandstands, you're probably not going to hear it that bad. I mean, that grandstand's going to block a lot of it. So,
Yeah.
Manuel's coming back out. Good.
Yeah. I think pretty quick here, we're going to start a daycare division at our pools because all these guys are having babies. It's kind of neat. There's a
Actually,
bunch
not
of
a bad
them.
idea.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We got to keep these guys coming. So
Right? Yeah.
John's wife, Jonna, said she'd handle it.
We'll call the VIP area.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good event.
Heck yeah.
Good deal.
And then after that, you got a Willits coming up.
So next Friday, yes, with the 23rd, we head up to Willits. Fred and Marcy Berry, who have the Time Bandit in our modified class, of course, they're heavily involved in the Willits Frontier Days, and we've probably been going up there for 12 years or more. And just always love going up there. It's a neat little fair, I guess you could call it. But their Frontier Days kind of kicks off with our pull, and then it goes all the way through the week up till the 4th of July. And they have rodeos and quite a bit going on up there. So it's neat. They have a concert Friday night after the pull. And it's actually this year it's going to be Joe Peters, the same guy that played at the Invitational. So that's kind of cool. But we're definitely looking forward to going back up there. And then main difference between Willits and Stockton is we don't have the 8,000-pound tractors going up to Willits. But all of our pickup classes and hot farms, 2 modified tractor classes and super farms, if any of them can go, will be up there.
Nice.
And if anybody wants to, you're welcome to stay there at the rodeo grounds in the pits. We can stay overnight. We're probably going to go up Thursday and just stay there at the grounds.
Nice.
And then Saturday, I know you had talked to Eric, but he said he wasn't going to make it. So I got the information from him about the times and everything for his pull, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So Saturday, the 24th, the Valley Pulls for a Cause, the pull benefiting Children's Hospital. Of course, this year they moved it to Las Banas. They also moved it to the end of June. The Las Banas Fairgrounds, the registration will be on Saturday from 1 to 4. Which is just the same as ours for the next 2 events. Spectators, the front gates open at 4. The show starts at 6. Admission prices, adults are $20. Kids 12 and under are free. 13 to 18 are $10. It's a $50 entry fee, and you get 2 pit passes with that. And of course, all of that money goes to Valley Children's Hospital. I forgot to ask him, but man, the first year I think they raised somewhere around $60,000.
Yeah, if I remember, it's like 60 or 61,000 somewhere right now.
And then the second year, they bumped that up a little bit. So 2 years, they've over $120,000 donated to Children's Hospital, which isn't. I mean, we're so lucky anywhere here in the valley. I know Jason and Chris, you guys are a little far from this, but any children all over the state come to this hospital for many different treatments. And I mean, they don't turn anybody away. So any help they can get is great.
That's awesome.
They also
my
have,
daughter went there.
Yeah, two of the three of mine have been there. They also have they have food, drinks, raffle items, and gun. They're doing a raffle for a Kimber 1911 stainless steel 45.
Nice.
Tickets are $20 per ticket, and that I guess they'll do the drawing sometime late in the pull.
Nice.
And then they have I don't know if you check out their social media, they have a ton of raffle prizes that have been donated. It's neat to see the community support behind this event.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so the first year was 60,000.
Yeah, 60,000.
And I don't know.
Awesome.
I know last year, I think they topped that last year, but just a great event. Those four guys and their wives they put a tremendous amount of work into this event. So it's a great event to support. It's open to all classes. There is no purse payouts because 100% of the money goes to the hospital. But they'd love to have any modified trucks, tractors, hot farms, anybody. So they it's just a neat deal.
Yeah.
And I think it works out good being after Willits. It's probably 4 hours from Willits back to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So easily doable.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We're going to make Willits, I know for sure. So we'll see
Cool.
how we feel the next day.
Yeah.
I've been
I look forward to seeing you guys come over for that. And I know John Bower, you said you won't be there this weekend, but you will next weekend. So
Yep.
that'll be good. Jason, Willits isn't that far from Oregon. I mean, what the heck?
Right.
Oh, I've been prodding them on it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Come
I've
on.
been prodding them on it.
They're all the same, Brian, for all three events?
The scale times?
Yeah.
Yes, 1 to 4.
1 to 4. All right.
Yeah. The Stockton show doesn't start till 7, but we still like to keep our routine because if we say 1 to 5, people are going to want to show up at 5:30. So if we say 1 to 4, we just get the 4:30 crowd. So
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the same problem last week.
Yeah. Oh, everybody showing up late?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it got taken care of. It was good.
Yep. You got the sled fixed?
I haven't talked to Ryan to see if they fixed it. It was actually there's a electric cylinder underneath there that transfers into the rear end for the drive line, and it burned up, and so it was locked. The box was locked, and the gear and the drive line or the axle was locked together. So it was trying to fight against itself. So we ended up pulling that off, stuffing it full of rags, and then ran the whole show with it being just a pushback. So we took a telehandler and pushed the sled back every time. It's sort of like what we had to do to Weisenberger that years ago at Stockton.
Yeah, because it was so wet.
But yeah, we got it handled. I mean, it wasted a little bit of time, but we at least got the show done and got it done. So, but it was a little frustrating.
hey, that's a problem. Shit happens, and it doesn't happen at a good time. So you just roll with it and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you look at that one year at Denair, Brian, we had all 3 sleds there, and 15 minutes before the show started, we lost the flywheel on the motor.
I remember
it
that.
happens.
I remember that night too.
I remember we were pulling at San Bernardino with Quelo, and the U-joint broke on the rear end, and they didn't have a U-joint to replace it. So what they tried to do was just set the box up so far, and we just drug it,
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit.
The two-wheelers were doing it first.
Head sleds.
Right after the country, man, the crowd was going nuts. They were throwing beer on the announcer and
Oh, man.
helicopters, and Donnie and I were like, holy cow. So we went and loaded up the trucks. By the time we got the trucks loaded, all the crowd was gone. But man, it was a nightmare.
Oh, wow.
So just
Yeah.
simple, like, the main thing you need for the event is a sled, right? So
Yeah.
It can do so much preventative maintenance, but
Yeah,
you
right.
know, it's
You still just never know.
mm-mm.
But
Problems happen, and usually 9 times out of 10 they get solved pretty quickly and able to get going again. So there's always we always end up with figuring out a way to mitigate the problem and still put on the show. I mean,
Right.
I've been there with you, Brian, before when we've done master links in the box in the middle of a show. It's stuff happens, and you can't prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, cool.
Yeah, those bolts that we break is usually operator error, but that's. I think we've all broken a set now. Have you broken a set?
No.
You haven't yet?
What?
They can't hear him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I haven't.
No,
No,
there
you're
you
good now.
You're good.
I haven't broke a set yet, which means it's probably coming.
Yeah. You didn't jinx yourself.
Keep you out of there for a while then.
Yeah, don't put John in the sled.
Good. Knock on wood. That was me.
Maybe I broke it for you or something. I don't know. We'll credit you with one of mine.
It's okay.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Awesome.
It's actually a pretty good design how they have that, where it's the simplest thing to fix if you're going to have that issue. That I bet you we probably do it in less than 10 minutes now if it happens. And about every couple of years maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I change them at the shop regularly too. Because I could take an hour and nobody cares. But so it's like I said, it's operator error when they break. It's not wear and tear.
Oh.
Your secret's out now.
Yeah, now everybody knows.
I can't lie.
That's good stuff.
You expect
No, it happens. I mean, you get a little bit greasy, but we get it taken care of.
Yep, that's right.
Well, Brian, did you guys get yellow fever all fixed up? Well, after Chowchilla, he was having some issues getting started.
Yes. That was the oil leak. We fixed that, and then I've worked on a few other things. And
Nice.
yeah, we're trying to. When you got as much crap as we take to pull, something gets neglected.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
Baby
focus on that one a little bit for now.
Well, you bring half the show with you. I mean, yeah, great.
It's a circus going down the road.
Yeah.
It's a good looking circus, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Actually, that actually brings up a good subject here, Brian. Talk a little bit about Chowchilla and driving Nick's tractor. How was that?
Hey, that was cool. It was an honor that he let me do that. He'd actually last year in Madera, he told me he wanted me to drive it on Saturday night. But I was like a month and a half after having some back surgery. And at first I thought, oh yeah, that's great. I'm going to do it. And my better half told me I wasn't going to do it. And,
You are not.
and then we talked about it. I knew it was a bad idea, but anyways, so he called, or we talked somewhere, and he asked if I was going to have help in Chowchilla, meaning John, to run the sled. And I said, yeah, he's going to be there. And he says, why don't you drive the tractor? So I did, and it was cool. Way different than our tractor. Like when he's teaching me how to start it and put it in gear, do all that. There's 2 throttle levers, one for each motor. And he says, okay, once you get your chain tight and you get the green flag, you just push these forward. And I said, the throttle, you just go wide open. And he says, yeah, you just wide open and hold it. Tractor will take off when it's ready. I said, what? And so you hold the brakes and let it build up a little bit, and then you let the brakes off, and you're already full throttle, and it just does what it's going to do.
No way.
It was cool. It did go. One thing I really was impressed with was how straight it went, and even just from riding behind that tractor all the time, it is straight as an arrow. I mean, it goes straight. But it was fun. I wouldn't trade my tractor for that.
It's a total different kind of power, huh?
Totally different. Totally different.
Where'd you place in the Massetti battle that night?
I don't know. I don't think we were keeping score. What are friends for? Huh?
That's
Yeah, Trevor beat me by about 8 feet. Trevor was driving the school tractor.
Yeah.
And of course, I run my mouth every once in a while, and I told him I was going to squash him like a bug and blah, blah, blah. And he went out and
Awesome.
he showed me how it's done. That's okay.
That's funny.
I'll get him.
Get him
I'll
back.
get him back.
You'll get him back.
All I gotta say is Trevor and the Cal Poly crew, they got those tractors running the best I've seen them running in a lot of years. They're doing a very fine job.
They really are. It's always a great group of kids. I still call them kids. They're young adults. But Trevor obviously has a little more experience and history with pulling and love for it. And I think that's kind of spread to a lot of his friends and the teammates. And they were after their pull. So before Chowchilla, they were checking everything out. And at the end of, so Trevor drove it in Cal Poly and they had a great pull. And right at the end, RPMs kind of zinged up and we thought it was just he was in the loose dirt. Well, the crank bolts on the coupler to the back motor broke. They all sheared.
Oh, wow.
So through the bottom blower pulley. So the front motor just kind of zinged up a little bit. So he had called me and he says, "Hey, we're trying to run the valves and we're turning from the front motor." I think he said, "We're turning the blower pulley, but the back blower pulley was turning, but it wasn't turning the rotor. So something was disconnected." And I said, "Well, I think you're okay. I think it's just your bolts sheared. You got to get in here, but their motors are so close together." I said, "Well, first thing," and he put me on FaceTime. I said, "First thing you need is get that front motor out of the way. Just take it out." And he says, "Oh man." He goes, "Well, I guess I can call around and see what we got to do." I said, "No, don't call." I think Brandon was with him. And I said, "You guys just take the bolts out, disconnect the hoses, just zip tie stuff out of the way, get that motor out of there, and the coupler's right there." I said, "Call me when you're done." So about an hour later, he called and he said, "Okay, we got it out," and he's holding the blower pulley with the coupler in his hand. And I said, "Oh shit, well, there's a problem." So they took the bolts out. They got some fresh ones. And I don't know. I think he ordered some ARP bolts and put them in, and everything was cool. So it's just neat to see them doing that. When Mark and Gary were the advisors, they were very hands-on and they were there all the time when it was getting worked on. And then when Garrett was there, same thing. He was always there and involved. But now their advisors they're good at helping them run the club, but they aren't no experience in the actual tractor pulling. So it's been neat to see these kids take that and run with it. And I think he's just bringing one of them this week. He's coming home tomorrow. So this week is finals week. And then the graduation is this weekend, but he's coming home tomorrow. And I think he's bringing just the one tractor. And then like last summer, both of their tractors just stayed at our shop because none of the kids really live at school. So it's easier if they're here. We can get them to events and whatnot. So
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. There's definitely some passion involved down there, and they're having fun. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. That's cool.
Yeah,
It's always been a great program, that's for sure.
definitely.
It's always been a great program. And for them to take it and run with it now and keep that legacy that, Mr. Zons and all those guys put together and keeping it going is outstanding.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's a neat program. I love it because it's pulling. But just seeing these kids take it and do it, it's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Next generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diesel's all ready to go, and Trevor's ride.
Yeah. I gotta. It could run. I'm gonna change a couple little things. Trying to figure out the clutch on that deal. It looks like he's sidestepping it, but he's not. So it's something with the way it's engaging is just not happy. So we'll figure it out.
It's missing 2 cylinders is what it is.
I don't know. I think the 6 that are there are making too much power. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I don't know.
That's awesome.
You think, Spielman? You think it's missing 2 cylinders?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we just need to let Brian drive it and figure out what the problem is.
Yeah.
I told
Hey.
Trevor he didn't like that idea.
I mentioned it to him once and he laughed at me.
But yeah, you let him drive your toys. I mean, I don't,
Yeah.
What's that?
you let him drive your toys. I mean, you know,
Yeah, well, it's to me, and my dad used to say this too. It's as exciting for me to watch my boys or even my brother drive.
yeah,
It's really awesome when the rare occasion we get to get dad to drive something. But
right.
I don't know. I think I get more out of watching them than I get driving myself. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
and I get to go with them most of the time in the sled, so it's all good.
Right. Yeah.
Put Uncle Kevin in there. He'll find it.
I'll figure it out. You know, I think he's driven it once at our shop, and we
Yep.
told him, just drive it, Kevin. It's cool. It's different. You know, just do it. It's fun. We were having a play day, or somebody else was coming to test or something. Front axle broke when Kevin was driving.
Oh, no.
Where he's like, I don't want to break it. I don't want to screw it up. Like, you can't break it. Just run it. It's fine. Sure,
It broke. Oh,
front
I
axle
was
broke.
I was sitting in the passenger side when he did that.
Were you? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I don't think you're supposed to talk about sitting in the passenger side at a pool, John.
I had a helmet on.
Oh, that's
I've had a couple passengers. It's been fun.
passenger seat in code 3, I think.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, took it out.
Uncle Kevin, take a crack at Smokey.
I think you
yeah,
thought
that must be Uncle Kevin there.
That must be okay. That's funny.
But the thing is, if it was going to break on that pass, it was going to break no matter who was driving it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
you think
That's
you
what
got
we always tell.
the seat this year, Jim or Brian?
Say that again.
I said, you think you can talk your dad to getting into the seat this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where, but
Yeah.
Been a few
yeah,
years.
yeah. I think
That's awesome.
we'll get him back in the tractor this year. I don't think he'll drive. I don't think he'll drive the gray truck. He might. I don't know. But
Put him in
We'll put
fever
him-
and he'll come out and kick all of our
Yeah,
butts.
exactly. Don't put him in fever. Okay.
yeah,
No, he'll beat our butts, boy.
I don't know. One event we need to get him to drive all three or something.
There you go.
Just
There
for
you
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, you got that big red thing going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always runs what it runs. It was hurting a little over the winter, and
Whoa.
the hell was that?
Jeez.
I think we got that sorted back out, so we'll see how Stockton goes.
Nice.
Brad's got his more dialed in now. We went up to Reading with NHRDA, and it made a good pass up there. So
Good
we're
deal.
starting to dial back in.
Good.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. Awesome. He deserved that.
oh yeah,
That poor thing been breaking down left and right.
he went on a string of luck that I don't wish onto anybody.
No, gremlins are horrible.
Between the tractor and then blowing tires on his trailer too, it seemed like, right?
Oh,
He was
yeah.
having problems with that too.
Poor guy.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it just goes like that. I'm sure we've all been, maybe not to that extent, but all been there where it's just, everything you touch
Yeah.
goes to shit. I don't have another word for it. So.
Right, yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for Stockton. It's it's close for me, so I like that part. But it's always been really good dirt, and it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Stockton, I think you're expecting a lot of hooks, right?
Yeah, we are. And Christy was showing me the pre-registrations right before we came on, and I didn't get a count, but for this far in advance, it's pretty good.
Good.
Nice.
Good deal. You won't miss us then.
No, we will miss you, but there'll just be a lot of other people there.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. Thanks.
I know 2 out of the 5 that are here are going up there, so at least 2 of them are.
Yeah.
There's 5 in your shop.
Yeah, there's 5 at my shop.
Good grief.
Only 3 of them run.
Oh yeah, true. Only 3. Well, technically 4 of them run, but one of them's missing the hitch and some other issues that happen in Nevada. So got to be taken care of.
What happens in Nevada stays in Nevada.
Stays, right. But one of them doesn't have a motor, and there's 3 running. So out of those 3 running, 2 of them are coming up there, and I wish I can be there on this one, Brian, because I love going with you guys anywhere, but I'd love going to Stockton too. It's a good track.
It's always been good to me too.
Yeah.
But
You got to go do your political.
yeah, I
too,
gotta
I
go
guess.
do that stuff too. So
You chose that life.
It's okay.
there.
We'll
We
forgive
got
you.
you covered.
Yeah. Brian got you covered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stress enough how, I mean, we know how much work goes into putting on an event and I mean, there's just a lot. And
Yeah.
the way they did it and their first year, they just came out and I mean, it was a home run.
Yeah.
And then, last year was just as good. With all the rain that we got, which of course we needed, but that screwed up the field where they had it. And that's actually Eric's neighbor, I think. And anyways, so it's kind of a blessing, I think, having to move it later in the year. And then they brought up the idea of going to the Las Banas Fairgrounds. And I think that this will only help their event grow.
I think so.
They just, and it should be a lot less work up front for them, as far as prepping a field that's just a field and then bringing in hay bales for barricades and
Bleachers and everything
bleachers. I think they were getting those from a high school or something. I don't remember exactly, but hell, now they got the whole grandstands and everything's there.
Yeah, all
And
the
also-
amenities are there.
Yes, and that Las Banas can be a very good track also. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for them. I think it's going to be great. We just need people to show up and support the event, and they can do a lot of good for the hospital.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I mean, I agree with you. It's going to grow their event a lot with it being at Las Banas, and they get that relationship in there, and they can just continue to have it there, and they can just grow more and more. They got the room to grow. They don't have to, like you said, put everything in. All the amenities are there. They don't have to fight on lining things up and everything. Putting on a show, when people come to you and say, well, I like to put on a show, they don't understand how much goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much that goes into it, and just in organizing it and getting everything ordered and reserved and everything. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with Jacob Petro this weekend, and they want to try and someone wants to try and get a show going next year up here in Washington, and they wanted to talk to the Believe guys about them. So I got in touch with them, and this guy keeps talking to me about the show. Blah, blah, blah. I said, dude, I'm just a driver. I said, I don't know who'd want to be a freaking promoter. That's just crazy. Or a sled owner. I mean, good Lord. And Jacob goes, yeah, I know. Stupid, huh? I'm like, yeah. You guys are nuts. So, everything you got to think of is just unreal.
Yeah, you got to really love it or be completely stupid.
Yeah, no kidding. Or a little of both, maybe. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it because we can just show up, pull, and go home. We don't have to build a track. We don't have to,
wonder what that's like.
Yeah. No
kidding. John, too. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all you do.
Yeah. Makes it easy for us guys to just show up and pull. Go home.
Maybe next year. I used to tell Now this is my last year. I'm retiring from that, and he just laughed at me.
Yeah.
That's not an option. So.
You say John thought he was just going to start pulling for fun, but then we became friends and it went downhill for him. But
poor guy.
I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
He helps us all, boy.
Chill was probably the first place I started helping you guys.
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Probably.
Yep.
Was that Steve's first pass there in Chowchilla with the new twin motor setup? Was that where they debuted that at?
Yeah. That son of a gun is bad.
Oh, that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
Italian Stallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is incredible.
Yeah.
She
I
runs
was-
it.
You know, that's the first pass they made like that. You know, they're they hit the ball, they hit the ground running pretty good. So
Oh boy.
They're not playing around.
No. No,
Because the
they're
next night in Dixon, I think I was telling you, I added weight and I went up a gear, and that Dixon track was very, very good. I got to admit that. But I mean, he just took. I don't know that we were going to stop him.
Wow.
I don't know, he let out and coasted at 320 feet. He let out and coasted. So
Yeah.
you know, the sled was pretty serious at that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
hey, it's good to see, you know, top-notch equipment coming out. So
Oh yeah.
everybody's
That'd
got
be great.
step up. Yes.
It'd be great if you didn't have a tractor in that class.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
I heard he was building a pro mod.
Yeah.
Is he good? Come on.
Building
More
a
the merrier.
single
We're-
engine tractor. Yeah.
Well, John, you've been talking about building one for how many years?
They're a long project. So,
The axles are sitting behind the shop.
slowly making progress.
Yeah.
So, but I hope that I could start out by just, you know, going 370 feet. That's a good way to start your
Oh,
new tractor out.
and everything goes together, you know.
Yep.
You just clean. It was just
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Bar,
Yeah.
yeah.
That thing just
Awesome.
is
Awesome.
top notch.
Yep. Top notch equipment right there.
Yeah.
How is the big Massey coming, John?
Not as fast as I would want, but we're making progress. We've been a little busy with work, so you know, there's this balance of making money and spending money. I think all of us have in life.
Yeah.
But you know, we just keep pushing forward on it, and you know, we'll get there when we get there. I guess I don't have a good answer for that.
Well, it's gonna be beautiful when you're done, man. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like everybody in the world. Suppliers are, you know, slow, you know, and it just, you know, compounds. You know, if you're waiting for parts from somebody in the Midwest, and they're waiting for parts from somebody from somewhere else, and somebody's waiting for parts from China, and it just turns into this huge snowball of you just can't get nothing done. We've ended up making a lot more than I ever thought we would, just because timeline, I guess. I mean, timeline and stubbornness or something. But you know, it'll be nice to get it done at some point.
Yeah.
And you know, figure out where we're going to debut that 370-foot tractor at.
There's only so many tracks we can get away with that, so you better
Place your
choose
bets
wisely.
now.
Depends on
Place your bets now.
how many of those big heavy weights he puts in that box, huh?
That is
Yep.
Smile. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
There is that. Yeah.
There is that.
I know a guy. It's all right. I know a guy.
We'll sneak one in while you're warming up. Yeah.
Brian is very good at putting you at 300. He's I don't know what the term is for that. He's an expert at it. So
Yeah.
we all remember that for a while.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but I usually just get lucky.
I think I went 301 in Reading, or 299, or somewhere right about there. So
It's always my goal. When I see it like 299, 300, 301, man, I get excited in the cab because it's
Nailed it.
yeah.
Well, I like when you have like 7 or 8 of us like within a foot of each other. I mean,
Yeah, that's the neat thing.
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes it fun to me. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
When
Yeah.
people are beating you by a half an inch or an inch, that's kind of cool, really.
Yes.
It's that tight. Yeah.
Not if you're on
Yes.
the other end of that. No, it's
Well, yeah.
Depends on which side you're on. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But it also, I mean,
Go ahead,
go ahead, John.
Oh, I was saying I like it the 300 too, but I think it's, I don't know what, I guess more competitive when you're there. If you're, when people are blowing out 320 or, the sled's light or everybody's short, we've
Right.
all designed ourselves to run 300. We
Yeah.
set ourselves up to run 300. The track's prepared somewhere around there to run 300.
Yeah.
That's the most true competition, really.
right.
Yeah. Yep.
So it doesn't always work out that way, or whatever the track is, if it's a 250 and a short track, or
Right.
whatever. But
Right.
What's Willits? How long is that track?
And I want to say like
I'll look it up.
250 reasonable.
Oof.
We get some 280s. We let them run out the gate, but I'd have to look. But I think it's about 250 to the gate, maybe.
Short.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a rodeo arena. 100%. It's a rodeo arena.
Right. Yep.
I never pulled there, so I'm just
Yeah.
asking questions.
Man, we got to be careful there because we could work the track all day, and then if we roll it too much, it gets hard as hell, and the tractors cannot bite. Last year, I think we got it pretty good. We quit rolling it, if I remember right.
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't there last year, but I think that's what you told me. And I think the year before we figured out that
You were there last year.
I was.
You were there. You flew up there.
No, that was the year before.
Year
I was-
before you.
I was at the funeral last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Brad was there.
Oh, because that was that 3-day pool. You're right. Sorry.
But I think we figured out that it holds a lot more moisture than we thought, and it kind of keeps binding up so much.
Yeah.
So I remember 2 years ago of it being pretty good, and I heard it was good last year.
Yeah. I think
So-
you're right. There's more water and less
More
roller.
hot back.
Yeah.
So bring my free rate gears, huh? Oh.
I don't know. Bring whatever the hell you want.
Put them in upside down.
There you
You
go.
better move that distributor.
Yeah. No, we're not leaning the distributor. We're not putting it at the other end either.
Yeah.
You guys make a big gear change on a shorter track like that? I mean, is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Well,
one?
he's gonna stop
No.
us at 250. He ain't gonna put the 300 gear in there,
Right.
so we have to adjust our trucks to the sled.
Look at Brian. Brian's sitting there going, no.
We run one gear.
What?
It don't matter.
One gear only.
I've seen the gear Brian was running. It didn't have all the teeth on it.
Hey, that transfer case gave it its all, didn't it?
That's still working.
Man, I'm glad that housing was cracked.
So, yeah.
Oh, dang.
But
Yeah, well, this thing was from. What's that, John?
do you just have how big a range do you guys typically work in a year? Or,
You're
Is
talking
it
to me or all of us?
all the pro mod. I know what Brian does, but
It just depends on where we're at too. I mean, you get some places like MJC and Plymouth and
You can run be like 18 there, and then come to Nevada and you run like 24. So
yeah.
it's a big change then.
Well, but Nevada, you lose a lot of horsepower because of the
There's Kevin. That's got to be.
I'd say that had to be Kevin. But Nevada, you're down on horsepower because of the
Elevation.
elevation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
if you ran an 18 in Plymouth say Turlock, because it's 300 feet. So you're going to run a high gear, and then Stockton, you're going to have a good track, 300 feet. How big of a difference would you guys put there?
2.
2 points?
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably 2 points lower. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
But it's the old theory.
Brian's like, I might start changing gears now.
No way, dude.
It's right gear, wrong motor.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Okay.
Go.
That's the old man theory right there. It's
Yeah.
the wrong motor. So we try to make it so it's the right gear and the right motor.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's funny.
yeah, usually 2.
Right on.
Yeah, usually two. Turlock gets loose. It all depends on I've seen Turlock be a better track, especially whenever you have 2 days back to back, and the second day gets to be a little bit better for a Turlock track.
Right.
Versus when you go out there the first day. I mean, a few years ago, when we did the 2 nights, we went out there and the Pro Mods pulled first out during the diesel night. We couldn't hook to nothing. And then that second night, you put that same gear in or you adjusted because the first night you couldn't do it and the gear change was so drastically different.
Right.
So
Look you down.
it changes.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Told you I'd get that information for you.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
That's funny. You have too much. That's aimed towards Boar.
Yeah, I know.
That's funny.
Too much gear for my brakes and Stratton.
We
Yes.
all look at each other too. Maybe they ask, "What gear you running?" Oh, I'm running this one here. You're not running that one.
You're not running that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. When you just said 18, I know that's not true. Whatever it is, I know you just threw a number out there.
Yeah.
If he's at Plymouth, that's not true. That's right. That's like a 14.
It just depends on what you got,
Yeah.
Whatever is in the box. Put it in there. I try to get there that way I don't screw myself up. So, but we have data on all these tracks so many years of being in the same place,
Right. Yeah.
I just put in the gear that I normally run, and I get there, and if it's a drastic difference, then I might change something, but otherwise, run what you brung.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We don't even take gears with us.
You guys never changed the gear of that yellow truck. I was like,
I changed the whole transfer case a couple weeks ago because the other one, the back of the housing, like the 4 studs across the bottom, it's profab. So the 4 studs across the bottom, the aluminum they were attached to, the whole thing came out.
Oh, jeez.
what's the old style one? The 2-piece lid, like the cover comes off and the bottom stays.
Yeah, so it's a 1 piece that comes off. Like the new one has a small oval that comes off.
Yeah.
Right.
So the old one is
I got
half the case came off. Yeah.
Yeah, I got they quit making them, but I got the new cover to where you could put it on your old transfer case, and so you can still run the 1-inch gears. And but he don't make them anymore.
Yeah, no, I talked to Lisa. She said they don't make anything for that transfer case. But John has it now. I think JP might use it, but you said it was saving weight. You said the casting on it was 82, John, or 80?
I think it was 82 or 84 or
either way.
89.
My transfer case has put in its duty. I didn't want to look at fixing it at all. I said, we need to retire that poor thing. But
I replaced mine's an 88. Mine says 88 on it, and it was actually out of Bad Influence up there. Charlie.
Oh, Charlie Radford.
Charlie Radford.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bought it from him back when I was in country or whatever, and put it in the truck. But I changed the bearings and then put that newer cover on there because that's a weak point right there. Is that split?
Yeah.
Once you cover on there, you eliminate all that.
Right. Yeah. That's what we did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tucker broke 1.5.
Yeah.
He hit it on the trailer.
So is that how he did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
hit it loading it on the trailer, unloading it off the trailer or something. He hit it hard. So it kind of had to help.
I know Craig took it home to try to fix it. So
Well, we did. It's going to be used. It's going to be used in the country mod. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We got it put back together, and they had it welded up, and yeah. We'll see how it runs. See how it works. If you ever get the truck done.
Yeah, Denny smacked that on the trailer.
Well, he heard that in Harrisburg a couple years ago too. So he may have hit it on the trailer and then broke it in Harrisburg. But I don't know. But yeah, it blew up in Harrisburg pretty bad, the transfer case. Yeah. Yep.
what did you guys go back with? Did you guys go back with an Profab, Brian, or an SES?
Profab.
So,
Bunch of motor, right?
gears or whatever.
Got the thicker gears, yeah.
12.
12 gear sets?
Yeah, no, you're running a 12, right? They're gonna
Oh.
all
12 and a half. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Sammy broke one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. She cracked it pretty good.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
I know Mayfield ran into the haunt of an SCS this past weekend in Merced.
he put the gears backwards.
Oh, damn. I thought he needed more gear. Dang it.
I've been there and done it too.
Yeah.
I go, what? How do you got those gears set up? He goes, I put the small one on top. I go, oh.
Uh-oh.
Not profab, I guess. I never worked with a profab much, but I guess the small one goes on top of the profab.
Yes.
And so he put the small one in the top and the big one in the middle, and
Oopsies.
it's about a 38 final.
Gee. That's funny.
For a 4-cylinder, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said those transfer cases only made for what, 1,000 horsepower, maybe is the limit on them.
Oh.
I think that's what Larry Peterson
We
said.
didn't overpower it. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. He said that's the max they're made for, and these guys with the Sunnies are putting out a lot more than that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So they need that bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that problem. So
No, whatever.
Neither do
yeah.
That's just fine. As long as it holds together, right? And
That's right.
built the trailer,
Yeah.
and we had a little fun, and that's all that matters.
Yep. Yep.
Bragging rights once in a while. That's about it. Cool,
Yeah,
guys.
you're talking, Chris. You're talking about getting us all down into short range, and everybody's piling up there and getting down to
Yeah.
within a foot, and it's always fun with that. Last weekend we got down to 0.5 of an inch
Yeah. That's awesome.
between me and Bob Griffin. Was 0.5 of an inch. He went 0.60. I went 0.65.
Yeah.
How close were you to Bob Morrill?
He took it over the edge.
He was in the other country, the other county.
So we're sitting there, and this be a little bit harsh here, but we're sitting there alongside the track, and Bob Griffin goes first and lays a pass down and gets right down there. And at the end of Merced, it drops off 2.5 feet into the racetrack. And it was myself, Brian Stagno, Bill Campbell, and Mackenzie Stagno all standing there in a line watching him go. And Mackenzie turns to Brian and goes, he gets that close. How's somebody going to beat him? And Brian turns and goes, whoever's got the biggest cojones to go off the ledge is going to win the class.
Yeah.
There goes Bob. Morrow went right over.
And you had a launching ramp on the other side where
For
Flash
Flash, yeah.
And Flash jumped it.
Jeez.
Mm.
Crazy.
Flash can fly. Oh,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was
top of the ground.
interesting.
Yeah.
Look, you didn't break nothing.
Hi, Bonnie. You guys coming down this weekend too?
I wait back.
We can't see you, Bonnie. So.
Shit.
Tell Denny we said hi.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yep.
Well, we got a couple shows coming up. Well, one coming up in northern Washington here next on the June 24th and 25th. And the Puget Sound Antique Tractor Pullers Association is putting on a pull. It's going to be everything from tractor puller or tractors all the way up to I think we're trying to get a few of the pro mods that are put together around here to go up there and pull with them as well. Going to be some wheel standers and good fun stuff like that. I think they're doing the shows on Saturday the 24th, and then if it's a rain out clause or for the modified stuff on Sunday. But the show is Saturday up there in Linden, Washington. Yeah, there's the flyer there.
I've actually been to that show.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my hometown.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's been several years since we pulled up in Linden, but it's always a good time up there for sure.
So what you're saying is hometown's Linden, Washington, and you live just outside of Linden, California?
That is true.
Wow.
Felt slightly different, but yeah, I moved from Linden.
But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good show. Sounds like they're getting a lot. Yeah, there's some hot farms up there, diesel trucks, and all that stuff. So they're looking forward to that.
Nice.
And then believe pulling sleds the June 16th and 17th. It is
Yes.
the Father's Day pull and dirt drags on Friday the 16th, and then June 17th they're doing a demolition derby the following day. So they're having a big Father's Day weekend up there. So
Up in Emmett. Huh?
yeah, over in Emmett, Washington, or Emmett, Idaho. Yeah.
Look at Bonnie's comment.
We Bert him all the time. What's Berting? I don't know what that is.
That's a typo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that. And then if you want to go all the way over to Burley, Idaho, Thane Motorsports is doing one on June 24th as well over at Burley. We all went and did the Burley show up last COVID year, and that was always they've always had over there. They always have tons of trucks and stuff, so that'd be a fun one. But,
So we're
yeah.
thinking about Shoshone. We're thinking about Shoshone for him.
right on, yeah. And then United is doing one June 17th in Morgan. United Truck and Tractor Pullers in Morgan, Utah.
Yeah.
So we're finally starting to kick some of our shows off around the northern part of the West Coast. So
Frame.
Still
the beat. He likes beats. Bonnie, we love you so much.
yes, we do.
You just get lucky once in a while, Bonnie.
Right. He's beat us plenty of times too. More than I can count.
I think he's leading in that category by a long ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abracadabra's one to get around most of the time. That's for sure. Yeah.
You sure put one out.
Now we're in trouble.
It's so much.
Cool. A lot of pulling going on the next few weeks.
Yeah, next couple weeks it's getting pretty busy. So yeah.
Nobody has
That
any-
time of year.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Get it in.
We're
while
gonna-
we
We're gonna try to make it up to the Linden one. We got
Yeah.
stuff. We're getting close. We're real close. May actually try and fire it up this weekend and see if it'll move. So we gotta.
can. Well, don't break it. okay?
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. You're not new to sport, Chris. No way.
Yeah, right.
Supermods, boy, they got some bad supermods up there.
Mr. Backwards wheel stander here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen that underneath of that yellow truck quite a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Glad you came on the show, Chris. Thanks. We gotta get them guys on into Burchett's.
Yeah, we should. That'd be fun. Yep.
Good people.
Yeah. Cool.
Right on, guys.
Cool. Well, thanks for having us.
You bet. Always.
Absolutely.
Always
So-
Huh?
I said we're gonna miss you on Saturday, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Life gets away sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
see
see
you next
Willits.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never been there, and Kimmy wants to go, so we're gonna go up there and have a good time.
Neat little area. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we've been through there a few times, but never not pulling. So
When you're on the old highway, the main street in town, I think it's called Main because there's a bypass now. And if you go to the south end and come back up to the north, either way you're coming, you turn at the flagpole, which is the post office. And I never know what the name of that street is, but you turn there and you go east to the pit gate about a 3/4 a mile down that road.
okay,
Yeah.
Go past all the houses
Cool.
and then turn left into the
Thank you.
narrow little driveway, overgrown.
yeah,
We make it.
Yeah.
But turn at the flagpole. The post
Turn it
office and the flagpole,
got it.
head east.
Turn at the flagpole. Gotta love the little towns. Turn at the
We go,
flagpole.
to so many different towns. I don't know street names in every
Yeah.
freaking town. But I know landmarks like, hey,
Yeah.
flagpole, right?
Exactly.
Dang it. Turn
Brian's normally include like pizza parlor or this specific gas station but he always knows something on this road and then turn to the pizza
that's
parlor.
speaking my language out here in Nevada. Everything's so desolate. You got to go by off something.
Yeah. The big rock, turn left. After the sagebrush.
Yeah. Rabbit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, on guys.
Cool.
Awesome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. We'll see you guys.